I remember when we were in our first home in Flossmoor, 3631. In the backyard was a maple tree. And I love to sit under the maple tree when it's raining. So one day, one Saturday afternoon, it began to cloud and thunder. So I took a lazy chair and sat under the tree. And I enjoyed when it's lightning and thundering and then sitting and the wind is blowing. So I was sitting there, came from the clear blue sky, my daughter, Melissa. She came and sat on my lap and was sitting there. As the lightning was coming out, she began to fuss, to complain, whine and grind. I told her to go back inside. She wouldn't go. She would not go. She kept on tormenting me, taking me out of my comfort zone. And I was so upset. I just got up and grabbed her, and we went inside just to leave her in the family room, and I come back. As soon as I opened the door and closed the window, there was a big lightning. Boom! Right through the tree, down to exactly where I was sitting.
Look at God.
Yes. But God.
And I looked, I said, oh my God, this is a near-death situation. If she hadn't been there to aggravate me to leave the spot, my destiny would have changed.
Great deal.
Okay? So the moral of the story is we have to listen to our children as well as the children listen to us.
Amen. Right.
And it's a change of destiny. And I have not found a situation in the Bible than to come to the book of Moses. First, we have to learn how to read the Bible. The Bible is for everybody to read. Because when you are down to nothing, it's the Bible that will hold you up, that will hold your faith up. And you need to study that Bible so that you can be able to call on God at any time. And He will listen. And I know this church, even though it's small in size, this church is powerful. We have a bishop who is a prophetess who can tell you things that will blow your mind.
Amen.
Who can pray for you, lay hands on you, and to make you change your life. And it has been keeping us going. We have a church that will sing the praises. When I'm here sometimes, the songs are being sung, I feel like I'm an entrance of heaven.
Oh, praise God.
Because these choirs here can sing.
Praise God.
And the musician can elevate your spirit to such a point that I say, oh my God, if heaven is like this, I will have a place, make a place for me. So I want to encourage us, let's put our arms together to hold this church up.
Yeah.
Because when you are down, the church will come around you and hold your spirit up.
Yeah.
All you have to do is to pick up the phone and call one of the saints. Say, I'm down, things are not going well. They will church. I have never seen a church that is so humble, that's so caring about its members. And I want to congratulate the church, the ministry,
God bless you.
for us to keep on. Today, because of my daughter's experience, I said destiny will be my topic on Father's Day. And one person I want to talk about is Moses. If you know the story of Moses, Moses was first born when they were killing all the newborn male babies.
Yeah.
And his mother didn't want that child to die.
Yes.
So they put him on a special float and lay him on River Nile. He flew all the way to the swimming grounds for the backyard of the Pharaohs. And the Pharaoh's daughter found that baby. It's a boy, that's a godchild. I'm going to keep it. They kept that baby hush hush, and it grew into the royal family. In the royal family, he was like a son. King Pharaoh loved that baby. He grew up with all the other kids, grew like a son. And when it was time for him to become older, he was being considered to be the next Pharaoh. So he learned all the knowledge, all the wisdom, all the tricks of the pharaohs, because he's going to be the next Pharaoh. But God has another plan.
Yeah.
When God has a plan for you,
Yeah.
no matter how much destiny you have,
Yes.
God will change it in such a way that you will become frustrated, discouraged, you'll be thumping your feet, being hopeless. I say, why is this happening to me? Is it a curse or is it a change of destiny?
Yeah.
And what happened was God put a special love in Moses for his kids, for his family,
Yeah.
the Jews. And one day it showed off. And he betrayed his race. They found out that he was an impostor. He wasn't a real prince. What did they do? They disgraced him. Brought him out there, and they banished him out of Egypt.
Amen.
And that's the first change of life. From a prince to a nothing.
Yes.
Just like that. Within a twinkle of an eye. Moses was saying that, is this a dream or is it real? You know, sometimes things happen to you and say, is it happening to me or is it happening to somebody? But you have to swallow your pride. He was kicked out of Egypt, was wandering in the desert, whatever he was thinking, a curse or whatever it was, he kept on wandering around and he wished he was dead.
Yes.
But when God is changing your destiny, God is not going to get rid of you. You won't die. You will suffer through it until you get to the next step. He was wandering in the desert till he came to a place where in Midian, where he saw some beautiful girls, all daughters for the parents who were keeping the cattle.
Yes.
You know, beauty was always attract a young man. So he attracted Moses. And he brought there, he found that all the daughters had a rank and they were keeping the cattle all over there.
Yes.
And when they found Moses, that was a gift to the family. They quickly adopted him. He became part of the Jethro family. He was now keeping their cattle and doing everything. And at that point, Moses knew he wasn't going to leave this family alone. That was his permanent place. But the destiny is continuing to change. So Moses now was taking care of the whole heads of Jethro. And then what happened? He was in the field feeding the cattle. And what happened? A burning bush appeared in the picture. What the hell is this tree burning? And the leaves are not being going to ashes. The tree continued to burn. Moses said, what is going on here? Let me get close and see.
Oh, Jesus.
He knew he wasn't going back to Egypt. He's in paradise with all the beautiful girls, and he gets tender, loving care of the family. Moses was not in position to leave that place again. There came a big voice. Moses, take off your shoes, because where you are standing is a holy ground.
Holy ground.
Oh my God. not another change in destiny. And then Moses became very curious with a burning bush. And the voice told Moses, Moses, I'm giving you another assignment. You go back to where you came from in Egypt and rescue my people, the Israelites. Oh my God, that's not what I want to hear. Another challenge, another change of destiny. And so, to make the whole thing short, Moses had to change his destiny and go back to Egypt.
Yeah.
To be the leader that will take the whole nation of Israelites out of slavery in Egypt back to the promised land.
Oh, mama.
Oh, yeah.
So it doesn't matter how your predicament is, how many plans you have in life. If your plans doesn't fit into a destiny of God, God will change it and you feel yourself as a failure.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
It doesn't matter, it may be on your job, you find a supervisor who just down, mean and nasty, want to kick you out, doesn't want to have a job, either because of your color or your sex or they want to make it rough for you, so you quit. But when God doesn't want you to quit, He'll keep you there. And He'll make another opening for you to move to the next challenge. There are many changes of destinies in our lives. We started right, and you end up turning left, and you end up going backwards before you go forward, and you get sick,
Yeah.
you can't go to work, you lose all your income, down back to your back. I said, my God, why is this happening to me? Is it me or am I dreaming? That is life. Or God puts you in an accident, you close to death. They say, oh, this is the end of your road.
Yes.
And they will take you all over close to the pearly gates. And they will look at you that you are not ready to come. They will not accept you. Go back and get yourself ready. Our lives is such a predicament. We should never feel sorry for ourselves because God always have a ram in the bush. God will change our path in a different direction completely. This is why we have to have an open ear. We have to have people in the Bible who become a role model. And they will change. And one example is King Solomon.
Yeah.
When he was born as a baby, David told him, you are going to be the king after me.
Yes.
And you are going to build the temple of God.
Yes.
But King Solomon was only a little boy. His older brother, one disadvantage of having too many wives, you have too many kids.
Yes.
And they're all competing for each other.
Yes.
And one of the older kids, Abinadab, he was old, he was cocky, he was handsome, he was ladies' man. I said, well, I'm going to make myself a king. So when King David was on his sick bed, he made himself king
That's right, for his own.
without informing his daddy that I'm going to be the next king.
Yeah. Made himself.
But it takes people who know what's going on to keep you informed. So the mother of Solomon, the prophet went to her and said, do you know your son is being replaced? They told her. So she went to her husband and said, do you know that you promised my son to be king and now you have another son? King David didn't know that. The minute he heard it, the prophet came and to confirm. Right away, sometimes when they give you a tip, you have to act fast. So right away, he changed and have a consultation with the elders, and they brought King Solomon before the crown to make him King Solomon. and they marched him down the streets of life
Yes.
in Jerusalem. And when his older son now knew that they outsmart him, now he come to beg his younger brother for a place to, be killed. So I'm trying to tell you about change in destiny. What is your destiny today?
That's right. That's right.
What are you planning to do? Are you putting God into your planning of your destiny for God to take care of you and make it possible for you that whatever plan he has for you, you will be humble to obey, to follow? Because if it's not, your destiny is not in agreement with God, God will change it in such a way that you feel disappointed and you give up in life because you didn't fulfill your goal. And this is what it is. God has a destiny for all of us.
Yes.
On this day, Father's Day, we have to instruct our children not to give up in anything. To look for the best. We have to pray with our kids in the family, in the house.
Your glory.
We have to encourage our kids. Listen to me, but you also have to listen to God. Let's pray together. Let's discuss the problem that's tormenting you. Don't go on drugs or alcohol and fall by the wayside. Stay away from the streets. Stay home. Come to your mother. Your mother is your best listener.
That's right.
More than your father. If there's no mother, then the father is the listener. And with all this advice, with the Bible, with the church that prays together, a church that prays together stays together.
Amen.
And so I will not waste too much of your time, but to sow the seed of the change in destiny, to deal with our children, to follow the call of God in the spiritual way.
Yeah.
And we have to pray for God's blessing to lead us. Amen.
Amen.